Flipping sports cards is without a doubt one of the best side hustles for beginners in 2026. And in this video, I'm going to show you step by step how you can actually make money buying and selling sports cards, even if you don't know where to start. If you have not noticed, the sports card market has quietly stabilized again after the post-pandemic boom and correction. And what's happening right now is giving regular people the chance to flip cards safely and predictably without gambling on boxes or chasing hype. So in this video, I'm going to break down exactly how to get started flipping sports cards in 2026, how to find undervalued cards, whether you're online or at a local show, and how to flip them the right way. The same process I've used for over a decade. And quick note before I dive in, this is not financial or investing advice. It's purely for informational and educational purposes based on my experience helping thousands of people do this successfully. So first things first, let's talk about where the real money in sports cards actually comes from in 2026 and why most people miss it completely. All right, this is how to make money with sports cards on a very basic level. We buy cards, we get them graded, we sell them. And this is how it works. I took this card of Shohei Ohtani from 2024. You can see this card sells for $49, not graded. This card sells for $220, graded, a PSA 10. You can see right there, this card is graded a 10 by a big company called PSA, which I will go over in a second. This is fundamentally how to make money with sports cards. You buy for $49, you send it in for grading. If it grades a 10, you're able to double, triple, quadruple your money. This is not going to make you rich. If you're doing this 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10, 20 times a week, you can make a lot of money. Obviously, not every single card is going to grade a 10. If you're good, about 60 to 70% of the cards will grade a 10. But this is fundamentally how it works, okay? And grading cards is a skill that I'm going to go over. So let's hop over to eBay. And how do we actually find cards to grade and make money on? There's a bunch of different ways, but I'll take one that's very simple, okay? Let's look up 2024 Ohtani. The reason I'm looking up 2024 is I want cards that are a bit newer. And what I'll do is that I'll actually type in 2024 Ohtani PSA 10. And what I'll do is I'll go down here. I will look at sold items, and standard rule of thumb, I want to at least double my money if I'm going to send in a card for grading. So I'm going to want my PSA 10 to probably be worth at least $150. I'm going to put minimum $150. It's going to show me all sorts of different Shohei Ohtani cards that are worth over $150 as a PSA 10. If we open up another eBay tab here, let's take this first card, right? 2024 Topps Update Ohtani Mystical Black PSA 10. What I will do is I'll then go here to 2024 Ohtani and I'll type in Mystical Black. I want to see what this card actually sells for. Let's take a look here, and not bad. So this card sells for $153 as a 10, not graded. There's one for $28, right? And that's going to cost us about $20 to $30 to get a card graded at a PSA 10. So that's one way to find different cards to buy, grade, and sell. We're kind of reverse engineering it, right? First, we're looking at what cards are actually worth something as a PSA 10. Then we're looking to find the card on eBay. Now, sometimes there's these cards on eBay, sometimes there's not. You could do this with a plethora amount of cards. You could see, I don't think that this specific card, there's a lot of them on eBay. I'm doing this live right in front of you guys. So here it is. I maybe just typed it in wrong or something, but this is the same exact card. You can go offer on it. I'd probably not want to spend more than like $30, $35 on the card. Another way to find cards on eBay, this is my personal favorite way to do things, is let's say I'm looking to buy baseball, because right now I'm looking to buy baseball. It's the off season while I'm speaking right now. It's November. And I know that a popular baseball product is Bowman Chrome. Bowman Chrome is one of the best types of baseball cards you could buy. They're very liquid. They're the premium rookie card for baseball players. So what I'll do is I might type in 2024 Bowman Chrome. And what I'll do is I want to look at auctions, because auctions, in my opinion, are the easiest and laziest way to buy cards, to be honest with you. So what I'll do is I'll go to advanced here. I'll do minimum price. Let's do like $75. I'll put minimum bid count 1. So what that'll tell me, or what that'll show me, is it's only showing me auctions with at least one bid. You get people out there that'll start auctions at $300 when the card's only worth $100. I don't want to see those, right? I only want to see cards that are people are actually bidding on. And this is a great way to find a bunch of cards at auction. You can see there's tons of them, and it's great because you could just bid on it forget about it. If you win, great. If you don't win, not great. But the other way to buy cards on eBay that I'm not really going to go over much is or best offers. You can offer on cards as well and go back and forth with people instead of an auction. Takes a little bit more time. However, you're usually able to find higher quality of cards. These are the two different ways to make money on eBay buying cards. And one thing I will mention that's very important when it comes to buying cards is timing the market. So the way sports cards works is most players don't perform up to expectation, right? A lot of the players we're going to be buying because we're buying newer cards are younger. Their rookie year was either last year or the year before because these cards are newer. Newer cards are easier to grade, right? Because when you send a card in for grading, they're assessing the condition of the card. So let me take an example here of Caleb Williams, right? Let me just use Mr. Caleb Williams as an example. And let's take this card. So this card in the past 6 months while I'm speaking right now, you can see this card is worth $382. However, before the football season started, this card is worth $600, $650. This is what happens with a lot of players once their season begins because there's a lot of hype and excitement right around here before the season begins, and then it falls. So what you want to do is be buying these cards in the off season and selling them right before the season begins. Just a general rule that's very important. It took me a long time to realize that, okay? Next, you have two options when you buy a card on eBay to grade. So we're sending these cards to PSA, okay? This is the PSA website, and you could either send it to yourself and then ship the cards to PSA, which is what I recommend, or you can use a consignment service. So if you go on Google and if you type in sports cards consignment, a lot of these companies over here will let you ship the card to them directly. They will send it in for grading for you. They'll get the card back from grading for you, and they will sell it for you if you'd like as well. So you can buy a card, get it graded, and sell it without ever touching it. Now, this process does take a little bit longer. Sometimes a lot of these companies don't clean your cards. You want to wipe down these cards and clean them before sending them for grading. After teaching this process to thousands and thousands of people, this is viable if you're very busy using consignment companies. However, I recommend doing it and sending it to PSA yourself. So you're going to want a PSA membership at the moment while I'm speaking. It's about $150, $200 a year. And what that gives you access to is all sorts of different bonuses and promotions that PSA has. The way it works is you click Start Submission in the top right. They have a few different options, but for all intents and purposes, you want to grade with PSA, new submission. I do classic submission and trading cards, right? They grade all sorts of different types of cards, but for this video, we are talking about trading cards. We are doing grading, right? I'm not going to go into these other different services, but grading. You could also have the autograph graded if you'd want. If you're newer to sports cards, I wouldn't have the autograph graded. Just do it this way. It's easier, trust me. So there's a bunch of different services. Let me explain what this means. So trading card game, these cards are $19 and it takes 65 business days. Trading card game is not sports cards. Trading card games are Yu-Gi-Oh, Pokemon, Disney, stuff like that. I'm talking about sports cards here, so you can't use this service for sports cards. Then you have sports cards that are 1979 or older, probably not what you're going to be doing. And then you have the first service you could use, which is Value Bulk. This is $22 and it takes 65 business days. However, one thing I will let you know about PSA, when you send a card to them, sometimes it takes them a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, maybe even a month to open up your package because they're backed up. That 65 business days does not begin until they actually open up the package. It depends on the value of the card that you're sending in. So if you're sending in a $2,000 card to get graded, you want that card back faster, and you can afford to spend $150 to get the card graded. However, if you're buying that Ohtani card I just showed you for $28 and a 10 sells for $150, right? Let's use common sense and not use the $75 service level. You're going to want to use the $21.99 service level because the card's only worth $150 as a PSA 10. So depending on the value of the card, that's the type of service level you're using. Like I said, my recommendation, I want to at least double my money. Let's continue. And it's pretty basic how this works. They made it very easy. So let's take, for example, we're sending in a 2018 Bowman Chrome Ohtani. Most of the cards here will pop up. All you got to do is click it, save, and proceed to check out. And then it'll take you through the next steps. It teaches you exactly how to ship the card. You have to print out some papers, put it in the box, and that's really it. Then it goes off to PSA, and they know it's yours, and the rest is history. That is how to actually ship cards to PSA. Now, how do we actually sell these cards? Okay, there's a lot of different ways to sell cards. You have eBay, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, card shows. The best place to sell cards, in my opinion, is building connections with people. You want to get to the point where you don't have to post cards on Facebook. You don't have to post cards on eBay because eBay takes a 13% fee. You want to be selling cards to people you know through relationships you've built. The best way I've been able to do that, in my experience, is Facebook groups in sports card shows. So I'll go over each of these pretty quickly. This is a random Facebook group, and you can see here people post cards for sale all the time. People will comment, they'll offer on them, and there's tons and tons of different Facebook groups. I just pulled out a random one. When you do deals with people on Facebook groups, you can grab their phone number. You could message them on Facebook, obviously, and save that. So in the future, when you have more cards for sale, you can message people who you've done deals with, and because they trust you, they're just going to send you Venmo, Cash App, Zelle, money without fees you have to pay, because if you sell something on eBay, you have to pay fees, right? So you want your phone to be stored with tons of different people that you've done deals with. You can just text them pictures. Hey, you want this? And that's the easiest way to do deals, okay? That's the best place to sell. And the other way to build connections is sports card shows. So if you go to Google and you type in sports card shows, this website right here, where are you? Sports card show or Sports Collectors Digest. If you go to your state, so I'm in Florida, let's use Florida for example, it will show you the shows that are upcoming. Whether these shows are small, big, this is a great place. It is a great place to build connections and find great deals, buy stuff for cash, get it cheap. Sports card shows are amazing places to do business. The only caveat is actually you have to travel to them, and there should be ones in your local area. The big ones you'll probably have to travel to, but this is a great place to find sports card shows because there's so many of them going on. You're not going to know half the time what's going on in your town, what's not, what's going on around you. This is how I find sports card shows. And yeah, that's the very basic process of how to buy cards, get them graded, sell them. And I'll leave you guys off with a bonus. So in order to scale your business, there's multiple different ways to do it, but a common one that at least I've been teaching for a long time is using something called card finders. So a card finder is someone overseas, either the Philippines, South Africa, India, Pakistan, a place where US currency holds strong. And you could find these people on this nice website, Upwork.com. You can make a posting letting people know you're looking for someone to help you find cards. You can pay them $5 an hour because the US dollar is stronger over there. In my specific situation, what I have people that scan eBay for me, scan Instagram, scan Facebook, and actually find cards for me. And they just put them on a spreadsheet. I look at the end of every single day and I buy the card. So I take all the searching time out of it, and it takes me like 10 minutes of what would have taken me 2, 3, 4 hours of searching for cards. And it costs me $3 to $4 an hour, depending on the person I hired. I would not do this until you've actually mastered the process yourself, but it's a tremendous way to scale your business. You could have these card finders help you sell cards, find cards, and it's absolutely amazing. Using overseas talent, it's a great benefit for them because they want to work for people in the US and they want to work from their computer because a lot of their safety regulations working in factories and whatnot are not the best. And it's great for us because we don't need to hire an American for $20, $25, $30 an hour. You can hire someone for $4 an hour. So that's a great way to scale your business up once you master this process. Hopefully this video provided you a little bit of value. There's a free PDF down below in the description of what I'm talking about step by step, so you can actually print something out, get your hands on something. Hopefully you enjoyed. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video.